A section of the video supported by Tin. Right now, from a business perspective, we're going through a change in consumer behavior at a scale unprecedented in human history. Most people are staying at home, and almost all conventional economic activities are down. Service sector is hit hard. Aviation business, hotels, tourism, luxury products, restaurants, the list goes on. Manufacturing sector is hurt equally bad. This picture of China's pollution over the last 2 months is a good indicator of how much business the Chinese have put on hold because of the healthcare crisis. Tesla's manufacturing, for example, is having a really tough time, and the only solace we have is that the Shanghai Gigafactory is running at full speed right now, making around 3,000 cars per week. But not every business should do badly during this time. SpaceX, for example, could make this into an opportunity in disguise. Let me explain. Now, let's first start with an explanation of the new business reality we're in. Because of the virus, only 2 types of businesses are still running. Essential businesses, things like electricity, water, gas, broadband, food, so on and so forth. And businesses that do not require human interaction, i.e., internet business. All other businesses are discouraged. In fact, many online businesses are having their best times. Netflix, for example, has just downgraded its video resolution in the EU because the demand is so high. Gaming industry, content industry, and online e-commerce industry are 3 of the most advantageous industries right now. As far as the world is concerned, this new reality will stay for at least a few months, and if experts' predictions are right, we might see a cyclical comeback and we will have to deal with this virus again in the fall. All the above-mentioned business will benefit tremendously while the rest deteriorates. Now, SpaceX has 3 distinctive businesses: government-linked space programs and R&D projects. The $2.6 billion Crew Dragon is under this category. The other 2 businesses are commercial launch services and Starlink broadband services for the future. When the world needs more and better internet, SpaceX partners benefit directly as many of them will have more business. Viasat, for example, has a strong presence in the satellite internet market. The crisis now is actually a strong boost for Viasat's business, and as a result, there could be more satellite launch demand in the future. This is to be taken with a grain of salt because SpaceX's immediate launch services are disrupted. Launch delays have been announced, and probably more delays will happen in the next 2 months. But once this is under control, strong demand will drive the business to a greater height. However, the real difference maker is the customer's behavioral shift. With the current crisis, people are forced to conduct all their activities online, shopping online, food delivery to the doorsteps, and watching online videos on various platforms. The longer this drags out, the longer people will stay indoor and more of us will shift our activities online. This creates a huge demand for better internet. Starlink, therefore, is in the best position to take advantage of this. At the scale of the project right now, SpaceX already has 300 Starlink sets operational in the sky at a very low altitude. This, in layman's terms, basically translates to better internet quality, with 2 small caveats. 1, depending on SpaceX cash positions, it should refrain from spending too much cash too quickly. We all remember the horror stories of companies in the past with similar ambitions going bankrupt, Iridium being the most prominent example. SpaceX must delay future launches and satellite production if needed. And 2, since there are already 300 Starlink satellites in the sky, SpaceX should start trying to provide services as soon as possible. Make good use of the existing powerful Starlink infrastructure and the fact that many people are staying indoors enjoying their internet. 300 satellites are not enough to provide the internet for the entire world, but it is enough for North America. One other piece of news you might have heard is OneWeb's bankruptcy. It shouldn't be taken lightly. This is a $3 billion company succumbing to financial difficulties. It was once believed to be the most serious competitor of SpaceX, backed by Qualcomm and SoftBank. But now that it is officially bankrupt, it leaves 2 openings for SpaceX. First, SpaceX could now absorb OneWeb's employees. Expertise is the most important currency in the high-tech industry. And second, SpaceX now dominate the market completely. OneWeb's bankruptcy signifies not just one competitor dead. This will likely lead to a funding winter for all smaller challengers of SpaceX. If the combination of SoftBank and Qualcomm can't keep OneWeb alive, no other company can. This will make SpaceX a natural monopoly in the market. Needless to say, it is good to have zero competitors. Coming back to Starlink, it is important, now more than ever, for SpaceX to have a strategic perspective going into this. Start assembling a team of experts to assess the situation of the space industry. How long will the crisis last? How will the world be when the crisis is over? Where are the new business opportunities? And which part of the business will have to be cut? All of these are super important questions that will affect SpaceX deeply. Here is my assessment though. Looking at the actions of the United States government, this crisis will last at least 2 to 3 months from now, and during this time, it would be very hard for SpaceX to do anything on site since its factories are in California and Washington, two of the hardest hit states in the United States. This is bad, but it could be a good opportunity for SpaceX to shift its focus to Starlink, to start test programs, to make use of the vast Starlink infrastructure as soon as possible would be a good idea. This section is supported by TIN. TIN is a mobile carrier that does things differently. Now that many of us are staying at home, doing the right thing, protecting our community, we finally have time to reconnect with our friends and families. Why not give them a call with your new TIN subscription? TIN has no contract and you pay for what you use as opposed to being forced to select a plan. Whether it's a few messages, a couple minutes here and there, or 2 or 3 gigs of data, you can customize what you use every month. The average TIN bill is just $23 per month per phone, so the more phones on one TIN account, the less you pay per phone because usage is shared across all your devices. There's no contracts and it's hassle-free. TIN offers nationwide LTE coverage on T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon, so the phone you already own will likely to work with TIN. Finally, for our audiences here, see how much you could save at elephant.tin.com and get a $25 credit to try TIN Mobile with no strings attached. That's elephant.tin.com.